Hi, let me show you how Shoeboxed integrate with MYOB. Today we'll talk about the file-based integration for AccountRight Standard or Plus, and we'll work on a specific version which is 2013. The integration is basically a two-step process. The first step will be importing the chart of account, and the second step, the export of your receipts into MYOB. We'll first go to MYOB. From there we're going to export a file called account.txt. We'll save that on your desktop. Then we're simply going to use that file and import it into Shoeboxed. That will be your MYOB chart of account. Let's start with the export of the account from MYOB. Once you are in MYOB, just start your import-export assistant, select export data, and from there you're going to choose the export of accounts and accounts information. Simply follow the default, click next, and import all of the data. Once you finish clicking on export, that will save a file called account.txt. Save it on your desktop or somewhere you can remember for later. Just a little comment on this account.txt file. If the first line contains brackets, make sure that you remove it. Otherwise, just leave it the way it is. We're now going to use this file and import it into Shoeboxed. Go to your receipts section, and then from there click on Manage Categories. You'll go to the last part of the page called Accounting Categories. You'll choose MYOB and pick up the file accounts.txt that you've just saved. Once you've done that, you click on Import, and that's all. It's all there. You don't have to do that step again unless you change your code into MYOB. You're now ready to code and export your receipts into MYOB. So first you work out from Shoeboxed and code everything, save that into a zip file, extract that onto your computer, and with this text file then you will import it into your purchases, miscellaneous purchases into MYOB. Let's look at the first step, which is happening in Shoeboxed. Alright, let's go to your receipts section. From there you'll see the list of all your receipts and you start the coding. So you can do that by different way, but here is one of the way you can do it by selecting them, and then you go to the drop down list, action, choose action, and then you'll pick up the codes you want to assign to those receipts. It's going to ask you a question if you want to create a rule underneath, so you will always code it that way if you answer yes. Once coded, you're ready to export, so click on Export Receipts and simply choose the third last option, which is the MYOB export. Choose the right date format, and here verify your receipt from that Verify and Send button. It's a great screen where you can look at all the codes, change them, it will autofill it for you. You can do a number of things like checking the warnings like these ones. When you're ready, you click on Finish Export, and that's going to save a file on your computer. It's a zip file that has these 3 files. Make sure that you extract these 3 files somewhere you know you can remember, for on your desktop, for example. You're now ready to use them into MYOB. So use your import-export assistant as usual, but this time you import the data. So you're going to start with the cards. So you're going to choose cards, supplier cards, and pick up this file you just saved. It's the vendor.txt file. Make sure that you skip or reject the one that you already have into MYOB, and then only you have to match the call last name. That's the only one. You're then going to import your purchases. So same thing, go to the import-export assistant, import the data, and in this case you're going to choose purchases miscellaneous purchases. You pick up your receipt.txt file, choose the default, and then match all the fields from the left-hand side to the right-hand side like it's shown on the screen. You click on Next, Import, and you're done. Congratulations, you've imported all your receipts into MYOB. Thank you for listening.